The Mage class is often referred to as the weakest Calamity class due to its DPS being the same as something like Ranger, but you have Bun's defense, you have to get mana stars, drink mana potions, get a mana flower, mana this, mana that, mana please. In the latest update, Brainstorm, the Calamity devs decided to try and rework and tweak some of the already existing weapons to hopefully make the class better and more fun. So what better way to test out these new weapons than by playing on Calamity's hardest difficulty, Infernum. Now, since I plan on doing every single boss on tier in this playthrough, I'm playing in the Drunk Seed just for convenience, and also, if you get me to 1k, I'll no-hit Infernum. So smash like that subscribe button if you enjoy inflicting pain onto other people. Now, this video wasn't really supposed to be a guide because I was playing as a glass cannon the entire time, but if you want to follow along and copy some of my weapons and some of my accessories, I'll put the loadout for every boss on screen at the beginning of boss fights. We start our playthrough off like any other playthrough there has ever been by opening our starter bag and changing our difficulty to Infernum. That's a cool new UI. We then make the Lorax very upset by chopping down a whole bunch of trees to make a Thneed, but then we get interrupted by a living mushroom. What do I do with you? Right. Shroombies aside, it's time to head into the caves for some of that juicy early game progression, and we instantly find a living tree. Why is there a tree here? Ignoring the fact there's a mahogany tree on the opposing side of our jungle, we decided to slap together some NPC houses and make probably the earliest gem hook I've ever made. Dang, we're already schmoovin'. Loot, 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 loot. After finding a whole bunch of lootation, it's time to drink some strange purple liquid to head up into the sky. Whoa, Draydon got techie with it. We then loot the chest in the lab and get a whole bunch of money and healing potions. Then we pick apart a whole bunch of things in the sky to speed up progression just that little bit more. Then I made the mistake of sipping on some of Red's juice and we're instantly hit with every debuff in the world. With my consequences. Then I pick apart the little bit left of the sky and find myself 2 shiny red balloons before heading down to craft up the beautiful Megalominescent. Then I make a full set of lead armor so I no longer get stun locked by every single mob while I'm trying to traverse through the world. Alfred. The clash of the Alfreds. Alfreds aside, I think it's about time for us to smash a shadow orb. If I can find one. Oh, I'm gonna hurt myself. I have never seen that in my life. A whole corruption with not a single entrance. Since we didn't find any entrances to the underground corruption, I head all the way over to the right side so I can find my crimson bomb, and then I smash a crimson orb. Then I make an Instavator, and the game decided my life was going way too well because a blood moon decides to rise. Are we? Because we can't be serious right now with that. Since the surface is inhabitable, I take this opportunity to loot chests in the underground jungle, and when the blood moon ends, of course a goblin army has to show up now. A goblin army's here. Since I don't really feel like dealing with tiny green men, I rope up and sit on my rope, raining down magic power from above until eventually I cause enough fatalities to them for them to leave. Pretty Aura Farm maxing. Then I head to the snow biome to collect up some ice, then I make it all the way over to the dungeon and collect some books, then I slap together some wood, some books, and that's about it to make a bookcase. Then I make my first viable weapon, the Frostbolt. Bang. They only slightly reworked this weapon, but it's still very cool. Whoa, that's tough. Okay, now I need to collect an unreal amount of jungle spores. After collecting an unreal amount of jungle spores, I'm able to make a full set of jungle armor. Then I buy a shimmer mirror, shout out Prisma Ace, and teleport to my shimmer and throw in a life crystal and get myself a vital crystal. While I was down there, I managed to find the man that takes every single dime you've ever earned. Then I head up to the surface to fashion together some platforms, purchase some rocket boots, a tinkerer's workshop, then make some specter ones and turn them into lightning fours. Then I make myself a cloud and a balloon, which I turn into a blue horseshoe balloon. Then I make a mana flower, of course, because we're a mage. Then it's time to head into the underground desert. After going through the pure treachery that is the underground desert, I managed to find a chest that has exactly what I want, being a desert medallion and a magic conch. And so it's time to summon up the first boss, the Desert Scourge. Oh. Okay, I did want to fight the death mode Scourge though, because I know it got changed. Yeah. Nuances are like a sub phase now. Okay, now the boss comes out. Ow. Oh, now the nuances are here again? Okay, that got a little bit scary. After dominating the Death and Infernum Desert Scourge, it's time to head into the Sunken Sea, and we excavate the entire center so we can make ourselves an aquamarine staff. And I'm pretty sure this weapon didn't get reworked at all, but it's still a very solid mage weapon, so we take on King Slime with it. Oh, wow, it fires fast. Holy, that's a lot of damage. Just to give him a quick ice debuff. Wow, that aquamarine, this is aquamarine. Holy, aquamarine staff is good. Since it's not quite night yet, I decided to hollow out a giant portion of my mushroom biome so I can take on Crabylon before the Eye of Cthulhu for some reason. Nah. Oh no. Ah, bang. Wow, that looks so not useful at all. I took enough time so the night has fallen on my land, and now it's time to take on the Eye of Cthulhu with post-Crabylon weapons. But really, the Crabylon weapons suck, so I just ended up using the aquamarine stuff. Whoa, that's a lot of servants. Whoa. I took some time after the Eye of Cthulhu to make a big arena in the Crimson biome, and now it's time to take on the Brain of Cthulhu, and we're going to be fighting the new Death Mode Brain of Cthulhu because he got a massive rework in this update. What is even happening? What? I then took a slight break from being pummeled to beat the Infernum Brain, so I have enough cash to buy enough buff potions to maybe survive the Death Mode Brain. There's a demon eye. Okay, there was a mountain in my way. Blender! Jeez, bro. Ow! Really, man? Same with this attack. Like, why are they rainbow? Okay, with buffs, that's not too bad at all, but without them, I was just getting bullied. After getting my hands on some brain tissue, I make a Deathbringer pickaxe, of course, then it's off to hell to mow up some of that hellstone. After that, I start heading right, and I find the new Underworld Draydon lab, and it looks very cool. Ooh, reworked underground lab? Needed? Not really. Cool? Yeah. What is that? I've just been stun locked. After getting burnt to a crisp by a flamethrower, I loot the chest, give myself a Mirasama, which I will quickly sell. Where's the second chest? There it is. It's guarded by 9 flamethrowers, though. I eventually get to the chest without being thrown by flames and get myself a Hellforge and some power cell factories. Just continue to get my Wayfinder. Then I get all the way to the Wayfinder while being relentlessly pursued by the most annoying bone serpent there has ever been. Go away from me! We then eventually kill the bone serpent and get ourselves an Old Lord Claymore, which is reworked to do some pretty silly things. Whoa. We then sell our Mirasama to get a fat stack of gold. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Love casting spells. Shadow Wizard Money Gangs aside, it's time to collect some obsidian to make into some hellstone bars. Then I make myself a new and improved Flare Bolt. Bang. And the always consistent Hellwing Staff. Bang. Then we see that it's not just an upgraded Frostbolt, but it actually explodes in your enemies now. Whoa! We do a quick DPS test and see that it's doing pretty good DPS for this stage of game. That's pretty good. Then we also do the same DPS test with the Hellwing Staff. After finally having a sufficient amount of funds, it's time to purchase an egregious amount of buffs so we can head over to the Meteor and excavate it. Space armor. Okay, yeah, I just need to make the worm food. There's no way I'm getting the eater to the surface. 0 chance. 1 worm food later, it's time to summon the Eater of Worlds. How good is this thing against the Eater? How are you not next phase? How? Howling Staff's just better. Oh. This boss is so buggy still. Shade Rain. Okay. You really just have to love Balloon's tower defense, man. Now we have to listen to the Hive Mind theme. Ugh. I can't touch this guy. Oh, finally I got a little lick in, man. Woohoo! Okay. Oh, he just takes it. Oh. When he stands still, he gets decimated by that. Now we have to listen to not the Hive Mind theme, but the Perf theme. Ugh. Ah! Oh, you didn't see that. Oh. Ouch. With infinite health, it feels like. Bro! Now with every single evil boss defeated, it's area light mowing time. The game must have noticed I started making progress because the goblin army is now approaching from the west side of the map. Yo, A-bomb, let me talk to you. What's up? I then take an egregious amount of time to find the lab in the sunken sea to get a schematic. Oh, finally. Then we collect our schematic and head up to make a pulse pistol, which is reworked to be, trash! It's not trash, but it's not as good as it used to be. So we take it, farm some harpies, make a full set of aerospec armor, skyline wings, and the trade winds. Then I make the mistake of excavating my hive. So many bees! With a sufficient amount of space, it's time to take on the queen bee. Not what I meant, literally. I have no mana potions again. Oh! Just turns into a crackhead. Nice, bro. Ah! Ah! Okay. After killing the first queen bee, the second one goes down pretty easily, but it takes a while because I have 0 mana potions left. Yes! That was something. Now it's time to head into the underground snow to get some flinx fur to make a deer thing. And now, we fashion up a long row of snow to summon up the deer clubs. Oh, I still didn't get mana potions! Woohoo! Oh, don't touch me. Bang! Full locked. Now it's time to tickle the old man till he summons a giant bone man, and then we spend about 20 minutes or an entire day cycle building an arena so we can take on Skeletron on our own terms. I still didn't get mana potions. Holy, this thing is super solid, man. Ouch. Oh my, this thing demolishes him. 220. Fall faster, little snowman. Holy, how deep is this thing, man? It's just still going. We eventually make it to the bottom and collect some abyssal gravel. Then we take care of some acid rain mobs so we can make ourselves a black Anarian. And now it's time to take on the slime gods. Oh yeah, I forgot I still don't have mana potions. That was a difficult fight. And after laying down a long layer of stone in the drunk underworld, it's time to take on the meat wall. Now I accidentally muted my microphone so there's no live reaction, but it went a little something like this. Yay. Anyway, now that we're in hard mode, we head all the way over to the Brimstone Crags biome to farm some Essence of Havoc. Then it's off to the Snow biome to get some Essence of Elum. Then we take our Essence, our Frostbolt, our Flarebolt, and make the Frigid Flashbolt, which is pretty much both of them combined, and it does a lot more damage. Whoa. So it's just like both of them in one. That's pretty cool. What did they do to my amalgamated brain? What did they do to you? I just started using you and now you're dead. Love the devs. I get they're trying to make a balanced game. But why me? Oh, that's exactly what we're looking for. Crystal ball, spiteful candle, mana potions for months, spell tome, yep.
1
ore collection session.
later.
We get ourselves a full set of palladium armor after collecting all those ores. 31 defense! And with no further hard mode grinding, we take on Queen Slime because we think we can beat her. Oh my, she's getting decimated. Oh, so am I. Oh my! Just got demolished. After demolishing Queen Slime, we take on Dread Nautilus because he's the next boss according to the Infer It All achievement. Ow! The needles! He has another phase? Whoa! Just die already! Thank you! After not at all destroying Dread Nautilus, we make ourselves a pair of fairy boots to give ourselves extra defense, movement speed, and life regen. Then it's up to space to get some wyvern pelts. Then we make an artificial hollow biome because mine always seems to spawn in either the jungle or the snow biome. If you block me, fairy, I'm going to be very upset. Okay. Now it's time to take on the giant clam mini boss, which has been buffed because we're in hard mode. And he's very hard. Infernum giant clam top 1, man. Harder than mutant. Then we take him out again and get ourselves a bootleg Razorblade Typhoon, or Poseidon if you want to know the real name. And we got our Poseidon. Cool. Gotta go to the dungeon. Once we make it to the dungeon, we find the mechanic and set the mechanic up with the Goblin Tinker so he doesn't take all our funds that easily. But usually when you set up the Goblin Tinker and the mechanic, he sells spaghetti. But in the recent update, they got rid of that! What? Zoologist, witch doctor. Now you sell me meat. No? No? No, 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 no. I need the exquisitely stuffed buff. Out of pure rage and anger that I can no longer easily get the exquisitely stuffed buff, I make a deep diver and head up to my artificial hollow to farm some fairies. And after making them extinct, we get ourselves a fresh set of pixie wings that no longer have the extra 60 health buff. No, they got rid of the max life thing? After killing a sand elemental and accidentally getting a desert key. Desert key? Wow! Now it's time to take on the orphan, smooth brain, no social life having, foul breath, beanpole ice cube! Sorry for that little outburst. I just love the brainstorm update. Let's use this. It's a free win with this. This guy could settle down if he wanted to. Geeked. Stop. Thank you. With my favorite boss, Cryogen, now out of the way, it's time to take on the Aquatic Scourge. I suck. After having the most violent hiccup I've ever had, we beat the Aquatic Scourge. Oh, this is a little awkward. What am I'm just suck. Holy. I was dragging that fight harder than Ninja dragged the low taper fade meme. I don't even know. Since this guy is now raining acidic liquid all over me, I take the time to clear the acid rain event and absolutely demolish it to get all the corroded fossils I'll ever need. Well, that was a lot of damage. Woohoo! Woohoo! After getting touched inappropriately by an earth elemental, I attempt to take out some corrupt mimics and get myself a clinger staff, and on the next one, I get myself a bag of literal farts. But it's okay, because that's what we're looking for, and now we make the arcane flower. Then I take out an amount of nimbus clouds that I'm not quite comfortable revealing on camera to get a nimbus rod, which we turn into a missima, which absolutely touches the next boss, which is the destroyer. Ooh. It's actually a really solid destroyer killer. And I'm full health somehow. Ouch. Wow, that guy got decimated. I mean, it was the Dinky Destroyer, level 1 boss. Then I decided to add just a few more layers to my arena to be safe for the next few bosses. Whoa. Are you kidding me? No wonder people quality of life abuse. It's ruining the mod. You ruined it. You ruined it. Now I have to quality of life abuse instead of using a base Calamity King. Thank you for making hardcore almost impossible. As much as I complained in the moment, the Brainstorm update's actually really good. But anyway, it's time to beat Smellatron Mark II. I just forget you can just go, ow, up and down. Wow. Wow. I mean, ow! If you haven't been paying attention, I'm doing the twins last, which means they're the strongest and the hardest, and so I am boned. That was some of the worst dodging I think ever that has ever been done. Wow! Why was I getting hit so much? And still. New phase change? Thank you. Bro. Jeez, bro. Ow. Oh my, I'm so terrible. Holy. Oh my, I'm actually terrible. Oh, I don't deserve to play this game. Or collection session.
Later.
Pretty sure no one's mad that I skipped the hard mode ores, but it's time to make a pickaxe axe and head over to the shimmer to throw in a life fruit to get myself an Aegis fruit. Then I make myself an ion blaster, which is actually pretty solid on itself, but it has a right click function that refills your mana, which is pretty cool, but it's actually not that good. Then I make myself an SHPC, which some people say it got buffed, but I say it got nerfed. I vacuum it all up, and then that seems average. And I top everything off by making an Avenger emblem and turning it into a Celestial emblem for 15 extra damage. And now it's time to head to the Brimstone Crags to take on the Brimstone Elemental. Ah. This is definitely a fight. This thing's pretty mid, very, very mid, and I don't know how to use this thing. We managed to secure ourselves a Seething Discharge, which is actually pretty good, and now it's time to mow up some of that juicy cryonic ore. Now that we have a sufficient amount of cryonic bars, it's time to make a full set of Daedalus armor, as well as an ornate shield and a pair of Angel 7s that just fit perfectly, might I add. Bang. And lastly, a Shade Crystal Barrage. And after testing out our 2 weapons, the Shade Crystal Barrage is better because it's full homing. And now it's time to take on the Fake Witch, or the Worst Witch, you know, if you want to be technical. As good as this. Ay. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Fee, fi, fo, fum, man. And with no further regard to my safety, I instantly take on Plantera. Wait! Oh. What even hit me when I lost my adrenaline? I don't get it! Holy. Just remember, kids, if you want an easy fun fight, make a good arena. Anyway, now it's Fungin time, and on our first enemy, we managed to get a Spectre Staff, which just shows how good the future of this playthrough is gonna be. And after farming some Ectoplasm, we get a Core of Calamity and make an Asgard's Valor that no longer needs the Ankh Shield. Thank you, Brainstorm. Okay, so they made it that you don't need the Ankh Shield anymore. But that means you probably don't have the effects of the Ankh Shield, which kinda sucks. Now it's time to go on a mowing session of the Chlorophyte variety, and after we get enough, we make a bunch of Spectre bars and turn it into a full set of Spectre armor. Then I reluctantly make a pair of Spectre wings because they don't give the buff, but they do have slightly better flight time, so it's sorta worth it. If only they still gave the buff. Okay, we're just gonna go full lucky. Oh wait, I can't afford to do that. 6 plat, that's it. Holy. So in the recent update, Calamity decided to make almost every reforge the same rarity. So now you end up spending every penny you've earned trying to reforge. It's awesome. New updates aside, I make all the remaining life fruits I need. Sanguine Tangerine, bang. Woohoo. Actually making things. Okay, what's it called now? Photosynthesis? See, and now just why would you rename it? There's just no point, right? Because it was way too much effort to make the photosynthesis. I summon up Anahita and Leviathan and pay for it. Like what? Okay, maybe I need this. I don't want to make yet. Crimson Rod. Crimson Rod. Crimson Rod. Crimson Rod. Crimson Rod. And 18 now. Crimson Rod. Thank you. And that's why I didn't want to make it. But anyways, we have it now. We're good. Real worth it. Smile. Golden shower. Now that we have a golden shower and a photosynthesis, nothing can go wrong, right? Smile. I mean, I have to aim, which kind of sucks, but... Ow! Oh. Just switch. Whoa! Wow! Oh, that ball of meat hurts. Perish. My flying just decided not to fly, but sure. Aureus next? Yeah. They killed the event horizon, which was like the Yaron mage weapon. So now there's just no Yaron weapon. The event horizon is pre-dog now. And it's not good against dogs, so it's just not even worth making. They nerfed it into the floor. Avoiding the inevitable skullet we're gonna get from Yaron, we realized that we can mine astral ore before defeating Astrum Deus, which is really cool. Thank you, Calamity. Wait, did I just mine that? I can mine... Oh, I just don't get it. Ah, I see. You need to decrypt? Why? Why do I need to decrypt? Ah.
One
Decryption session.
later.
After one brutal decryption, we make ourselves an astral chunk and the upgrade to the Black Anarian, and this thing is actually super solid for the tier it's on. Then I make an Undyne's Retribution, which I had extremely low hopes for because it's made of depth cells and voidstone, but it's actually really good. Oh. Whoa. Then I eat about a pound of asparagus, which turns my urine green, but it's okay because we're fighting Astrum Aureus now. I don't do very much damage to this guy. Well, this thing's goated. Oh yeah! Oh, my game knowledge never ceases to disappoint. I then make the some Ancient Masters map, which is a really cool Fargo's Mutant thing that reveals my entire map. Bang, where's my temple? Why is it green? Look at the state of these hives, man. Why are you green? I think the golem might have had just as much asparagus as I did because he's turned his entire temple green. And after scraping the feces and green urine off the bottom of his room, it's time to see who has the greener pee, me or the fake Sans Undertale. I dashed the wrong way. Ouch. Just pee on him for the win. Green urine for the win. I then take him out again using only the Hadal urn, and it kills him a lot faster than the Undyne's Retribution, so I'd recommend the Hadal urn over that. Oh yeah, for Golem, this thing's actually put up very nice work. 255 compared to 204, yeah. And we got the Eye of the Golem. I then make the Comet Shard, which is a permanent mana upgrade, and I also make the Miracle Fruit, which is a permanent life upgrade. It's now time to mow Scoria Ore, and the new update made it so you can't see anything in the Abyss. But it's okay, because we got our Scoria, which we turned into a Forbidden Sun, an Infernal Rift, and a juicy full set of Hydrothermic Drip. And when we do the DPS testing, we see these weapons they're pretty good. And we also make a Sigil of Calamitous and a Destroyer emblem. And because we made new accessories, we have to go through the pain of reforging. My funds! Hey, bomb. Oh! This guy's gonna be enraging left, right, and center, but whatever. Oh! Holy dashing. Wow! Please don't nuke me. That'd be very unkind. Ow. Ooh. Thank you! Holy. And then make the Hadal Mantle, which I somehow always forget. Now it's time to take on our friendly neighborhood pigfish. Oh, why is there fish on the platform? Whoa. Wow! How do I have full health? With fish of dukes. Woohoo! Okay, yeah, I went through a full weapon crisis there and I somehow still won. Oh, and we got it. I get Duke wings. There you go, words. Yes! Now it's time to summon up the Empress of Light, and when I'm fighting her, it turns day, and so I think I might as well just go for Daytime Empress. It can't be that bad, right? Yeah, whatever, let's just go for Daytime Empress. What? I threw my weapon! Give me my Razor Blade Typhoon! Die, please. No, 1 point. If only I popped my rage a little earlier. Wah! Oh my! Yeah! Oh, I actually lived Sundance, holy. Yeah, Daytime Empress, woo! There's really no real reason to kill Daytime Empress in Infernum, but I did it, and now it's time for Ravager, which is very underwhelming compared to Daytime Empress. No. No. Ow. Ow. Holy gang. Bro, why can you not destroy the head? The new Calamity update made it so you can't destroy his head, so he's a little bit harder, but it's fine. So I beat him again to make sure that it wasn't just a bug, and it wasn't. And when I beat him again, it's an absolute dodging masterclass. Masterclass. The other reason I rebeat him is to try and get a Hema Nemesis, which I actually got. Hey, we got the Hema Nemesis. Fleshy Totem. Defense? Never heard of it. Now it's time to absolutely destroy the floppy nose cultist. Go! Go! Okay. Whoa! Am I the greatest? Nah, there's something in my fingers. There's something in my fingers that's happening. There's something in my fingers! Not a legal no-hit. First try, accidental no-hit. This is crazy work. Oh my livelihood. Brain sucklers. Holy, I just killed 500 brain sucklers. I have nebula fragments for years. Before I end this stream, I wanted to do one attempt on Astrum Deuce, and it actually went surprisingly well. Just kidding, he left. Okay, but for real, this attempt went pretty well. Okay, now let's just kind of raw dog it. Yeah. Wow. 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 I was only permanently 1 HP for the entire fight. After 4 Rio collecting some Astral Ore, I make myself a full set of Astral Armor and a Dead Sun's Wind before heading over to the Vortex Pillar. I'm gonna interject real quick because it's no longer called a Dead Sun's Wind, it's called an Apathanal. Anyway, Vortex Pillar. With the Vortex Pillar now completely and utterly out of my way, it's time to head into the secret dimension Infernum adds, so we can take on the Bereft Vassal. Oh yeah! I'll reset. What the? Whoa. No, my adrenaline! No! Oh! Oh. Thank you! Holy... Arid battery. No! Still no arid battery. This guy, man. Yes, I got the arid battery. Now that we have our arid battle cry, not battery, I don't know why I kept saying battery, we take out the solar and stardust pillar and quickly wayfinder over to our arena so we can wait for the Moon Lord. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of hard to lose with the arid battery. Oh yeah, I should probably open that. Celestial onion. We instantly make ourselves a nucleosynthesis, which is just a renamed terra ray, and we're looking at our DPS, and it's looking super solid at around 9k. We then make a full set of nebula armor to boost that DPS even further, and then dump on Duke Fishron in order to get a nuclear fury. Then we get an effervescence, and finally a pair of moonwalkers, which is really just celestial tracers renamed. Now it's off to the sky to get some exodium and luminite and just look at that. Then I make an Ethereal core, which I could have done before the Moonlord, but it's fine. Then I make myself a barrow claw, and I have no idea why more people don't use this. I don't see anyone ever use a barrow claw. But why? And after making a profane shard, it's time to take on the profane guardians, which used to be one of my least favorite bosses, but we're pretty cool now. Wow! Holy, my flight time is garbage. Okay. The one class is, the one boss this class is actually good against. Yeah, I don't know. Mage just shreds the Profane Guardians. War Banner of Righteousness. It's so good. It's not like true melee is horrible now. Now we have access to Providence's Den, but before we take on Providence, we have to farm some Ravagers to get some Ravager bags. And make another little pit stop to take out Dragon Folly, because why not? Holy flight! Like, no hitting this fight has to be a nightmare. I don't even know. Augur the Void. I then had the terrible idea of trying to beat Nighttime Providence on tier, something I've never done before, and I spent about 5 hours trying to beat her, but I think my Providence was bugged, because even without damage buffs, I was getting her to about 30%, and then I put on Everclear and an Effigy, and I was still getting her to 30%. And even after I beat Providence, I went back with higher tier gear, and I would still get her to 30% at the same phase. This is fixed now, you can speed kill Nighttime Prov, but I don't know why, but for the first few days of Brainstorm, you just couldn't kill Nighttime Prov. Like, you'll see what I'm talking about later in the video. Eventually, I folded like a piece of office paper and just did Daytime Providence, and it made me depressed for the rest of the live stream. I only died because it's actually too slow. Like, I'm not used to it being that slow. I don't know. Holy, it's just too slow, man. The brain got hella killed. Nice. Pretty sure I just one-hit Providence. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Yeah, one hit. Now that there's some Eula Bloom in my world, I go on a slight mowing session so I can make a whole bunch of bars and a nano purge. And while I was fighting Nighttime Providence, I made myself a Cosmic Rainbow, which is the upgrade to the Rainbow Gun, and that's what I'm using to take down Stormweaver. Whoa! My adrenaline! Wow! Hee. Warm Stever. What is this? I then take out the Warm Stever one more time so I can make myself a full set of Prismatic Armor, which is one of the best pre-Dog Mage armor sets. Then I make a Prince, which shoots giant fireballs that spew into tiny fireballs, and it's pretty good. What did they do to you? They killed you. I then enter Ceaseless Void's room and ask him nicely to clean it, and he replies, "You do it." So I do, because I'm a good person, and then I beat him into a pulp. Wow. Ouch. One word and I'm depressed because it can't be Nighttime Providence. Then I make an Event Horizon that is now post Ceaseless Void instead of post Dog, and I take on Nighttime Providence again, and I get her to the exact same percentage as before. That's worse than before! I then take on the Almighty Sigma in Hell, and he actually kills me because I'm so tilted from Nighttime Providence. There's a... How? I don't know how.
Get off the floor!
As you can tell by that reaction, I'm having a lot of fun in this moment. So what's even more fun than Cygnus? Poltergeist. Woo! And after a few attempts of de-rusting, we beat Poltergeist so easily. I thought you were dashing at me. Okay. Yay. Then I make myself a Phantasmal Fury, which got reworked to be one of my favorite weapons. Yes, weapons, not just mage weapons, weapons in the mod. And because we're so excited, we just take on the Devourer of Gods right away. What, you're just insta-transitioning? Why? Still don't know what Urgent Mace is. I wanted to coil him, but I ran out of flight. Oh, all my aura's lost. Whoa. Whoa, that's reworked. I decided to take this new reworked Hyper Death Rift Scepter and take on the Devourer of Gods once again.
Ah, my flight! My flight!
0.67. And just so I don't lose every noodle I have left, I take on the Devourer of Gods and actually beat him, and this thing just melts him. It's so good for farming him. They reworked it, and now it's actually good. I then take on Nighttime Providence once again, and I end up doing worse damage than before. I try to forget the trauma that is Nighttime Providence and make a Cosmic Anvil, and now it's time to take on the Solar Eclipse, Pumpkin Moon, and Frost Moon for their new crafting resources they drop. Not ideal. After collecting all the juicy new crafting resources we need, I make myself a full set of Silva armor and some Silva wings. As you can tell by the noises I just made, we're going to be farming dog for some cash. I keep flight running out of. brokerage. Tell them to bring me my money. We then get an Asgardian Aegis, Ethereal Talisman, Dark Sun Ring, and a Dimension Soul artifact, which I would not recommend using.
One
Decryption session.
later.
We then get ourselves a Tesla cannon, which is the only weapon I could find that sort of rivals the Event Horizon as the best Yaron killer.
What?
Oh, hi, dude. That's so disappointing.
What? How? What?
I don't get it! I don't get it! Ooh. How am I permanently out of flight? And my dashes just don't go through him. It's so annoying. Doesn't even feel deserved. When we open our bag, we see we got both magic weapons, but they're not very good. But we do have Auric Ore in our world now, which is pretty cool. Why did they change the sprite? I think it looks so much worse now. I then tried to make some Auric Tesla armor, but I realized I don't have Blood Flare or Tarragon armor. I don't have Tarragon or Blood Flare. Now I'm able to make my full set of Auric Tesla armor to fully stack us out for the end game. I need a magnet sphere. One magnet sphere later, we got ourselves a Void Vortex and an Aether Flux cannon. And now I think I'm able to take on Nighttime Prep. Oh, nope. She's still at 25% health.
Why do I do no damage?
So I do a quick DPS test just to see if I'm crazy. 50k. I'm doing 4k to Providence. I'm doing 4k. I then take on the Devourer of Gods to test my DPS on a boss to see if it's actually bugged, and I took him on in the Profane Garden, which was a mistake. Yeah, he's just geeked. Try and forget about what I just saw and make a Tainted Cloudberry, Phantom Heart, and Sacred Strawberry. Ugh. Then I take on regular Providence and kill her in 1 minute and 18 seconds. What is wrong with Nighttime Providence? Eventually I just forget about Providence and take on the next boss, which is the Primordial Worm, or Jared, if you're an Infernum player. I'm ignoring you. Why'd you do that to me, Jared? Oh. Oh. Okay, whatever. I use silver, but I honestly have no clue if this is normal or Infernum. This is Infernum. Hey, we got the stuff. And by the stuff, I mean the two most broken magic weapons that have ever been in Terraria. The Eye of Madness and the Illusioner's Reverie. These shred through the final two bosses. Then make a Reaper Tooth necklace, which got buffed, and it was already really good. Then I take on Nighttime Providence once again, and I actually win. Thank you, man. No, I don't even get the lunar coin because I didn't kill her fast enough. Oh, life is a lie. The government is a lie. I guess the game really didn't want me to try out Purity Mage, but it's fine because full crit Mage is just as good. Now it's time to make the most beautiful arena I've ever made in one of my playthroughs. And I only lost half my viewers in the process. It's just a stunning arena. Okay, no Purity though. Sucks. And since I pretty much made the entire code breaker during my playthrough, I just place it down, and now it's time to take on the Exomex, and we're gonna be doing the hardest combo just to give myself a little extra challenge. I ran out of light, but I don't even have a soaring potion. Wait, have I been throwing this whole time? Bro, I've been throwing this whole time. Why are you being a- It took me the entire playthrough to figure out why I had a lack of flight, and it's because I had no soaring potion. I really am just not smart enough to play this game. Uh-oh. My leg is vibrating. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh! Ugh! Oh no. Oh, my Bard is heating. After beating the Exomex so incredibly easily, I make myself an Altar of the Accursed, Draydon Forge, Miracle Matter, and finally, a Subsuming Vortex. We got ourselves a Subsuming Vortex. Now we just hold down left click and win. And now I probably could have used something like the Illusioner's Reverie here, but I chose to use the Subsuming Vortex because variety, I guess. What one? Why couldn't I have just had flight? I silver procced! Touch me and stuff. Beautiful. Oh. No, I got it twice. I'm washed. Oh, I'm so washed. Oh, I got hit twice. What am I doing? Whiny baby man. Whiny baby man beats Supreme Witch Calamitous. 2,500 million views. Give me my loot sack. Boom. See, if I beat Old Duke, this wouldn't have been as perfect. And if you're sad I didn't beat Old Duke, here you go. Yay!